So I just saw my first film for the 2021 Sundance Film Festival, being a UK horror film called Censor. This is the featured directorial debut of Prano Bailey Bond, who has some extensive experience making short films. This is a horror film set in 1980s UK in which a film censor comes across a strangely familiar horror movie, which reminds her of her sister's disappearance. So after watching it, she sets out to solve the mystery surrounding her sister's disappearance. So it helps to understand the context behind the film's idea. The term video nasties is a UK term for a typically low-budget horror film with gratuitous violence. The film censors of the time apparently took great issue with this stuff, so this is a movie with a pretty cool concept and great presentation, and the director clearly has a lot of talent. The cinematography was pretty fantastic and was probably the best part of the movie for me. It had very defined color palettes and does interesting things with aspect ratios changing. The movie admittedly took a bit to get going and didn't leave a fantastic first impression, especially with the dialogue. And honestly, I have to say the first half of the movie felt sort of boring. The acting was pretty solid, but the issues were mainly present in the script, and some of the dialogue just wasn't very convincing at all. However, when we got to the second half of the movie, there were some genuinely tense moments that kept me on the edge of my seat. While most of the acting was decent, the acting in a film created specifically for the film itself was honestly atrocious, and made me burst out laughing, which is unfortunate considering that the scene was meant to be serious. One of my least favorite parts of the movie was this really shitty jump scare in an otherwise interesting part. It's unfortunate because it kind of just killed the subtle information delivery of an otherwise great scene. So overall, I'd say this movie wasn't bad for a feature directorial debut, but there were definitely some issues present in the film that I feel could definitely be improved in future efforts. My final rating for Censor is 6 out of 10.